So about 2 years ago, a little bit after I started my channel, at about 300 subscribers, I reached out to you guys to see if you wanted to send me your collections for reviewing and roasting and all that, and I got a bunch. We ended up having a 30-minute video, which didn't go too smoothly because obviously we had a ton of collections, a lot of fragrances. I was new to the game, so a lot I didn't know. Well, now that we are 9,500 subscribers and 2 years later, I figured I'd go ahead and do it again. So I reached out to you guys a few weeks ago, said, hey, send me your collections for reviewing, for roasting, for praising, whatever it might be. We got a bunch. So over the next 2 days, we're going to be doing a two-parter today and tomorrow, splitting it in half, taking a look at your collections that you submitted to me. And the next week, we'll take a look at mine. So that's what we're talking about today, your collections. So without further ado, what's good, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Randy, aka Fragrance Dude, back at you, talking about your collections this time. Again, last time I had a bunch of collections, 30-minute video worth, and there was collections that were the size of 3 bottles. The minimalistic type people that are everyday average Joe, just have a few fragrances to wear, and they just like fragrance content. And then there's the people that have 2,500 or 3,000, like John Carlo. What's up, buddy? And so it doesn't matter who you are. We have a bunch, again, on the huge side, the small side. Doesn't really matter. Whatever kind of person you are, that is who you are, and that doesn't matter. With that said, again, we're going to be doing this in 2 parts. We're going to look at half the collections today and half the collections tomorrow. I'm going to get straight into it, but make sure that if you're not already, you hit the subscribe button. Everybody, please hit the like. I know people say that. Just hit the like. It helps out. It really does. Comment below. Let me know which collection you like the best out of this. I mean, it's not a contest or anything like that, but let me know some of your favorite fragrances, whatever you might want to put in there. But we're going to start out today, and I'm just going to put their first names, and if they put anything in the email, I'll also let you know that. But that's going to be mostly on video too, because I know the second half of the people, they said a lot of stuff. But the first one is Shray, and I'm sorry if I pronounce your name incorrectly. This person has been a part of my channel for a long time, as has many of these. But Shray, S-H-R-A-Y, thank you so much for submitting your collection. Obviously, I put them on the screen as I talk through these. I will try to work through some of these are very blurry, not just from Shray, but from a couple other people as well. But on the left, you can see the Clive Christian. I'm not sure what that is. Again, it's really hard to read what that Clive Christian. There's also one on the right I can't see. And then there's also that Dolce & Gabbana, the private blend one right next to it. At least that's what it looks like. And I think it's called like Velvet Amber, but I can't see the name again. I'm not 100% sure and I don't own it. And directly behind that, you see there's 2 Boss bottles. Based on the color of the cap of the one with the gold fluid, it looks like Boss Bottled Eau de Parfum Intense, which is, I meant to bring that out. I did bring out some, oh, I did. Boss Bottled EDP Intense, one of my favorite fragrances. I have 2 backup bottles of this. It actually hit Fragrance Buy. It's discontinued. It hit Fragrance Buy like 2 weeks ago for $49. But this is that, it's like a warmer, more apple pie version of the original. It dials up that spice. It dials up the richness. It's very, very good fragrance, but I'm not going to spend too much time just talking about one fragrance. And then in front of them, you see the Tom Fords. They have a bunch of Tom Fords. The most prized possession here on the right-hand side, Tom Ford's Plum Japonais. Shray, if you ever want to sell that on to me, please let me know. Even if you have like a decan or something that you want to sell to me. I love that stuff. Like love, love, love that stuff to the point where I've been trying to find a clone of it. And I really hope they bring it back. On the left, there's an Initio. I believe it's either Must Therapy, Rehab, maybe Paragon. Strong With You, absolutely, probably the best one in the line. And then it looks like Strong With You, the original, or Freeze. Both of them are very good. In front of those, you got the Zerjoff. You have the either Triumph of Bacchus or that Rose one. I can't remember, and I can't see the color of the fluid. That's usually what gives it away from me. Maybe Adonis Awakens. Then we have Aventus Cologne, really nice fragrance. Next to that is Sedley by Parfums de Marly. You have an Amouage behind that. Then you have Elysian, and then Allure Homme Edition Blanche, which I have out from my other video. One of my favorite fragrances of all time. I'm going to probably wear that today, actually. I love that stuff. My bottle's actually almost gone, so I need to get that. And then here's the next picture. I do know that is, even though I can't read it, I'm pretty sure that's Dior or Vanilla Diorama, which actually is a really good fragrance. Like, if you guys haven't tried that, that's the one in the front that has a circular cap. Really, really good. I'll put a circle around it if I can do that in my editing software. Then we have, oh, there's some Initios again. I don't know which ones they are. I'm guessing one of those is a side effect now that I see it. We have Millseam Imperial, fantastic. We got some more Parfums de Marly's. We got the Xerjoff Torino 21. Do I have that out here? It looks like it. This is one of my favorite minty blue fragrances. It has a green tone to it, but it's one of the best blue fragrances that has this really beautiful minty tone to it. Going into the next one, I mean, you got some heavy hitters. On the top right, you have Lamensity and Imagination, which Imagination is such a good fragrance. On the very left-hand side, you can see it's my favorite fragrance that I tried this year. This is Lamari Porthole. Really, really good tropical fruity fragrance. One of the highest quality tropical fruity fragrances that actually last a good amount of time. And if you want to see my full review, obviously I'm not going to spend too much time on one fragrance when we have all these to go. It looks like there's the Deified by Tony Iommi, which I'm doing my review for after this, actually. And then we got a couple other Rosiers. I can't see what they are again, but Rosia, you can't really go wrong with them. You got some Amouages, which I don't like Amouage. You guys know that. So the one behind the Amouage that has the pink label, I think that's a Atelier's Pacific Lime. I can't be sure. Again, it's hard to see. Clive Christian's behind that up, like with the XX1 up there. I'm not 100% sure which ones those are, but maybe that's the name of it. Who knows? But again, sorry, I can't see. And a lot of those, I don't have any Clive Christians, but I've heard they're pretty good. So they have a lot of Aaron Terrence Hughes. Up on the top, you can see they have the Valentino and the Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. But I mean, while those are fantastic fragrances, I can't see many other ones. There's the 1 Millions on the left, and then the Aaron Terrence Hughes in the front. So I've already made this quite clear. I haven't tried many cool weather Aaron Terrence Hughes. I've tried a few, but I've tried more warm weather ones and like 1 or 2 cool weather ones, and there was not one of them that really made me go, wow, I need to buy that. There was about half of the, I think I tried about 10, maybe 8. And of those 8 to 10, about half of them I wasn't a huge fan of. There was Maverick, Guapo, and one other one that I was just like, yeah, those are actually nice, but I wouldn't go out of my way to buy them. I like Maverick because of the plum, but there's another fragrance by Scent of Wood, Plum and Cognac that I like better. So Aaron Terrence Hughes, like Supernova, don't like that at all. There's some fragrances from him that are nice. It's just I wouldn't go out of my way to buy them. I know how a lot of other people really do stick to Aaron Terrence Hughes. Like, they love him, and then a lot of people feel like me, like it's just very underrated, but very overrated, I mean. But yeah, thank you, Shray, so much for sending that. I really do appreciate it. So the next one on our list is Shannon. Shannon did write something. They said that they really enjoy freshies because they live in the southern USA where it's really hot, and their favorite from their collection are probably the Aqua de Joe Parfum and the Absolute, which I think the Absolute is the best one in the collection, but I wouldn't put any Aqua de Joes in my top like 20. I'm just so worn out on that style of DNA. While I still do like Profumo, Profondo Lights, Absolute Instinct. I like all of them. If there was one in the top 20, it would be Absolute, but it just doesn't really, none of that DNA really pushes it out for me. But anyway, this is Shannon's collection. I actually really like the way that you have it built in. Like, I like how the collection's built into the wall. At least that's what it looks like from me, from my point of view. But I actually really like the way that you did that. So then they separated them for you. You got your Aqua de Joe from left to right. Your Aqua de Joe, that's the Parfum. I was going to say Profumo, but Parfum, the Absolute. Behind that is Profondo and Profondo Lights. We have the 2 Kenzos in the back that looks like the original and maybe the EDP or the Intense. Either way, both are very nice. In the front, it looks like YSLY Live or the EDP Intense. I don't know which one that is. I have both of them. They both look so similar. And then you have the Eau Fraiche, which is great in the summer. And then on the right, you have your Boss the Scent line. My favorite from that line, Private Accord is really nice chocolate. Discontinued now though. And then we had Magnetic, released last year. Very beautiful, like dusty, but like brand like vanilla with that maninka fruit underneath. Very good. And then the one this year is great. It is Boss's Scent Elixir. Boss's Scent Elixir, I'm pretty sure that's the one that you have in the front. I could be wrong, but it almost reminds me if you kind of mix together Magnetic and Spice Bomb Infrared. It has that pink pepper. It's really spicy, dark and warm, and I really, really enjoy it. Going to the next shelf, left to right, we have the new Invictus Parfum. It looks like the Invictus Aqua is the next one. It might be that newer one. I didn't get that in, but never been a huge fan of the Invictus line. Honestly, I just find them good. Like, just good across the board. Just, I don't own any because I find other things out there better, but I haven't tried the 2016 version of the Aqua. Then we have Le Beau Le Parfum, which I know a lot of people love. I still don't like that. I like the original Le Beau the best, even over Paradise Garden, which still I'm not a huge fan of. Then we have Parfums de Marly Greenly, which is a fantastic fragrance. And then to the right, we have this one. It's a brand new release this year. It's Chanel's Allure Homme Sport Super Legera, which starts out very good. It starts out similar to this Allure Homme Edition Blanche, but kind of like a citrus medley and less gourmandish. And then this one dries down very different. It's still a nice fragrance, but that's it. It doesn't go above nice. It is my least favorite from the Allure Homme line, but that's not saying much because that entire line is an 8.5 or higher. This one's probably about an 8. It's just, it doesn't do much for me in the dry down. If that opening stuck, I would love it, but I honestly think that it was a failed limited edition. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. We got Valentino Uomo Intense, it looks like. Parfums de Marly Herod or Pegasus exclusive. I can't see the name. It's very blurry. Behind that, one of my favorite fragrances. Well, two of my favorite fragrances, technically. We got Original Santal and The Most Wanted. You have a Spice Bomb, either infrared or, yeah, I think that's infrared, which is amazing. And then Spice Bomb Night Vision, which the eau de parfum is kind of like Wanted by Night meets Invictus. It's kind of like the way that I look at it. And then in front of that, you have this one, Seraphine Blue. Came out this year. When I first got it, I wasn't 100% sure, and this is not an everyday wear fragrance. It's kind of like, it's a blue, it's a minty blue for a grown-up man. I would say this is for like somebody in his 40s who has his life together. That is what this fragrance is all about. And honestly, I love it, but it's eclectic. You're not everybody's gonna like it. People are gonna think it smells like an old man. Some people are, and try it for yourself. But I do have to say, give it some time because that fragrance grows on you. Every time I wear it, it gets better and better and better. And then we have the new Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Intense. And that is the last one from Shannon. So again, thank you so much, Shannon. I see that you do like freshies. You're also on the designer side for the most part, at least from what I'm seeing. You got some niche built in there, but definitely some nice introductory niche. If you need any opinions on something else to pick up as far as niche is concerned, just ask me in the comments and I'll give you some tips. Just let me know what you're leaning towards. But thank you so much, Shannon. I really appreciate you sending that in. Going into the next one. So this one was what took me days to get this video out, which is why I didn't have a video on Monday or Tuesday. James sent me every single one of his fragrances separately. Thanks for that, James. But he said he took a picture of every single fragrance in his hand that he has. So I'm going to try to get through this, but this is from James. He didn't write anything else. He just put James. So we got a Ferragamo and a Histories des Parfums, or Histories des Parfums. And Histories des Parfums, I think I have a decan of that. I just don't remember. It might have been something I've tried lately and can't remember though. Next one is the original Mercedes-Benz. It's a beautiful violet fragrance, very easy, fresh wear, clean office scent. La Nuit de l'Homme. Is that one of the older batches? Because if it is, really, really nice. Fragrance World Suits. I have it right here. Fragrance World Suits. YSL Tuxedo in a nutshell, and it does it very nicely. And it's very elegant and leathery, grown-up gentleman. Something you can wear on a date with a leather jacket. I think it works very well, but I love this stuff. It's a really good alternative to tuxedo. I know a lot of people always say that Rashad mustache. Honestly, this one does it better. And so try this one out before you would buy mustache, because it is cheaper as well. It's like $30 some, but it's really, really nice. Then he has Womo's Signature, very, very nice fragrance as well. That is the Belle Al Oud by Lattafa, which is the Oud for Glory. This is a clone of Oud for Greatness, and it does it very nicely. I just don't buy those. I don't really buy them whenever I own the original. All right, so now we're going into the next one. So this is, and a lot of the pictures are sideways, so I apologize for that. I could have flipped them, but it would have taken even more time. This is Versace Dylan Blue. It's an easy, ambery, spiced fragrance that can be worn all season long, all year long. But I like to wear it the most during the fall and winter. It's a very, very nice fragrance. If you have, I mean, I'm sure you all have tried it. Then we have Rouse Club. The original Rouse Club, which is that fruity aromatic, very, very nice fragrance. They just came out with the Eau de Toilette. Haven't tried that yet, or I think I tested it. And then we have Sauvage Eau de Parfum. Sauvage honestly bores me. The entire line bores me, outside of the Elixir, which doesn't really count for the line. The Eau de Parfum is the best of the three, in my opinion. It's the most wearable, but I gave it to my nephew. So Imperium, which is Elysium's clone by Fragrance World. We have CK1 Shock, which I think I brought that out, didn't I? Yeah, there it is, right in front of me. CK1 Shock. The reason I brought this out is because fall is just around the corner. This is one of the best fall fragrances out there. It's almost like a mix of like Leighton and Burberry London and ambers, and it's just a beautiful like caramel apple like fragrance. It's very, very, very nice. It has the cinnamon, the ambers, the resins, the sweetness. It's really, really good. MFK's Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait de Parfum. I have both, and I only got them in trades, and I use them as base layering fragrances. I use the original with Aventus Cologne, and I use the extrait during the fall and winter with whatever other fragrance I choose to layer it with. But they're both layering fragrances nowadays, in my opinion. But they do smell good by themselves. They're just cloned to death. All right, that is the end of James, but that was all the separate fragrances. I do notice, James, you have a lot of clones, which, I mean, is not a bad thing at whatever, but I would think that maybe you would want to break into a little bit of niche. I mean, there's niche out there that are well under $100, 60, 70 bucks, like Manceras and stuff like that. I think you should break into that because you'll get higher quality. I mean, a lot of those clones I have tried, and a lot of them, the quality is just not there, which has always been my biggest issue with clones. And so I'm just saying, I would, if my recommendation to you, well, I can see what style you like. I would recommend going out and getting like a Mancera or something like that. But yeah, thank you so much, James, for sending all of those. I really appreciate it. The next one is Daniel. It's Danial, so I appreciate. I'm not sure if it's Daniel or Daniel. I've never seen it spelled like that before. But they said, thinking about adding Dylan Blue, Eros EDP, Explorer CDNIM EDP, or Cedrat Boisé. Was wondering your opinion, but stuck on what to add next, and I keep the collection between 12 to 15 bottles. Out of all of those, before we get into your collection, I would say my favorite, but the most love-hate, is Cedrat Boisé. I love Cedrat. I'm probably gonna wear that. I'm gonna wear that today. Doesn't smell like Aventus like a lot of people say it does. It's in that realm, but this is kind of sweet, woody, but leathery, has a little bit of citrus in there. Very beautiful. Some people get heavy vibes of leather. I don't actually get the leather very heavy. So that would be my guess. But if you want the easiest answer from that, it would be Explorer. That is the easiest answer. It's clean, it's fresh, it smells great. Anyway, this is the collection again. Daniel likes to keep it between 12 to 15 bottles. And they have Kawa, which is the coffee version, smoothened out version of Hamra. Kamra. The next one is a clone next to it, and I don't know what that is. So you can let me know in the chat, Danielle, if you can. Then we have Instant Crush, which is one of the better Manceras for sure. Next to that, you can't beat it. It's $40 right now. Mercedes-Benz Club Black. It is one of the best balsamic smoky vanilla fragrances in existence. Then we have Club de Nuit Untold, which I still haven't tried to this day. I don't care to try it, to be honest with you, but I've heard from people it's just a waste to buy if you have the thing that it's cloning. So then we have one that I just traded. Speaking of the trade that I did for Baccarat Rouge 540, I traded my Jean Paul Gaultier Le Mans Elixir for BR 540, the Eau de Parfum, because it is too powder strong for me. It's made for younger men, and they are blasting that stuff. But it's not for, you guys know, one of my biggest dislikes is powder. But I traded that for BR 540 so I could use that as a layering. Then we have Tarathi Blue on the bottom left. It's a semi-clone of Bulgari Tiger, but it does its own thing. I actually really like it. It's very powerful, but it's a very good fragrance. The one next to it, I can't remember the name. I've tried it before. I don't remember the name, though. It was good. Rasasi Hawath, another one. Kind of like that Invictus style DNA. It's plum, and I love the plum in that. Mine got very strong though. I actually prefer the Rasasi Hawas Ice. Tribal Intense, never heard of that. And then one of the easiest most versatile fragrances in existence, Missoni Wave, which is also compared to Allure Homme Sport and a Versace Pour Homme, which all of them are in that same realm, Missoni Wave being the cheapest of the three. But very, very good. Thank you very much. So, Danielle, I would say to get Cedrat Posé if you're okay with leather. Again, it's not leather heavy for me, but as long as you're okay with leather, I would recommend going for that. But Explorer outside of that. CDNIM, I don't like at all. Anyway, going into the next one. I apologize if I butcher the name, but is it Rashad? They put quality over quantity, sold off a few designers, and bought a few niche. So, like I said, some people like quality over quantity, and they sold some of their designers to buy niche. I completely agree. I think that's a great way to do it. Anyway, so this is what the collection looks like. I think I have a part of it that is a duplicate. Yes. Okay. So at the top, we got Leighton, we got Zerjoff, you got your Dior's, got your Armani's. I mean, across the board, it's really good. One that I'm noticing right away is direct center in the second row down. And if based on the color, I can't read it, but I think that's Ombre or Noir Ombre by Issey Miyake. If so, then you win this video. You were the Plum Japanese person because it's a tall bottle and it's discontinued. Issey Miyake's Noir Ombre is one of the best amber sandalwood fragrances in existence. It has some leather and spice in there in the opening. It's a bit animalic in the opening too, but as it dries down, this stuff is a work of art. I love it. Love, love, love. And on the left side of that row, you have Prada L'Homme Intense, which I have right here. I had it for my next video. Prada L'Homme Intense, the night version of Prada L'Homme, adds a bit of leather as well. It's very, very beautiful. Adds a bit of creaminess too. Love is Love. That's nice. And then you also have, I can see, on the bottom right-hand side, right next to the really small Versace Eros. Look at that little baby. Look at that little baby. But you have this. I got out this one because I have the tall one, but I got this one because you have it. The 1 million Privé. It's like apple cider, but without the apple. It's like cinnamon cider. It's so freaking good. Oh, it's woody, spicy, resinous apple cider, but without the apple. It smells so freaking good. It's one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Then going into, I can't slide, there we go. Page 2, still got the Dior's and the Armani codes and all that stuff up there. It looks like you kind of do, that's why I thought it was duplicated, because you put some of the same fragrances in the picture. In the middle, you got your, obviously, your Lamari porthole. You can't ever go wrong with Lamari porthole. I'm telling you, as long as you're okay with unisex fruity fragrances, then you're good. You got your Argos down there. Again, if that's Triumph of Bacchus, great. If it's not, then I don't like it. Triumph of Bacchus is my favorite from the house. The rest of them I can do without. On the left, you got Hultane, which is really nice. It's kind of like their Initio Oud for Greatness, but like sister companies. And then you also have Xerjoff 40 knots, one of the best Xerjoffs out there. It's the 1/3 from the right. And then Kajal Lamar, which it would be nice, but it is way too jammy of a rose. It is way too jammy. Like, it's a jammy rose. That's the best way I can put it. The rest of the fragrance smells great, but the jammy rose just ruins it for me. It smells nice. Like, I won't say it's a bad smelling fragrance. It's just too jammy of a rose. You have a nice plethora of fragrances. You also have CH Men Privé, another discontinued. You got some discontinued ones in there. So you definitely have a nice plethora and a nice mix of different fragrances. Not only designer niche, but also spring, summer, and discontinued, non-discontinued, clones, designers. I mean, you got a nice blend for as many as you have. A very, very, very nice blend. So Rashad, thank you so much. And again, if I butchered your name, I really appreciate it. But really nice. If you have any questions, if you need to buy something or anything, just let me know in the comments. I'll definitely help you out. I didn't want to get to 30 minutes. I'm already at 30 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. I'm telling you, I still have another half of the thing. That's why I split this in two. Anyway, going into the last one for today. This is Blake or Balake. And his is the only one that it's really hard to see. So I'll put the picture of the collection up on the screen. It's very hard to see. I had to get him to let me know. So in some of these pictures, you will see Tom Ford's Mandarino Aqua, Valentino Donna Noir Absolute, which he said is actually, even though it's for women, it's a nice plum. MFK Amorous, Amorous Extrait, Toomey Continuum, Toomey Awakened Distilled, CH Iris Empire, Louis Vuitton's Meteor, Armani Diamonds, Only the Brave Tattoo by Diesel, and Dior Homme O. I had to ask him because I couldn't see, but I'm going to play this video for you guys so you can see all the things. And you can see there's the MFKs, there's the Meteor, which I could see. I'm going to try to brighten this up and make it as visible as possible for you. You got your BDK. You got your YSL Tuxedo, the original, very, very nice. You got your Dior's in the back, your YSL Y-line. I don't like the new YSL that much, though. You got your Superleggere, your Allure Hommes. You got your Valentinos, I mean. You got your Paco Rabannes all together. And a bunch of minis, a bunch of mini Azzaros. Gucci Guilty Elixir. Not a huge fan of that one. And there's that new John Varvatos, though. The opening is okay. The dry down's phenomenal. It's called the XX Intense. But, yeah, that is the video. And, again, I'll put the picture on the screen, but it's really hard to see. But some of my favorite fragrances are in that collection. I'm actually interested in that Noir Absolute. The Donna Noir Absolute, because I like the original from Valentino, the original Valentino for men. So, yeah, I really wanted to try that one out whenever I saw his list. And then, obviously, he has Meteor, which I told you guys earlier. I hope that you were able to see some of those bottles because I have to enhance it and do what I can to make it visible for you guys. With that said, the collection is very nice. I mean, you can already tell based on the quality of those fragrances, the high cost of many of those fragrances. I mean, it's a very nice, very broad collection. And I see you like to complete lines as well. So that actually makes the collection look even nicer. So Blake or Balake, I really appreciate you sending that to me, as with everybody else. We have hit 30 minutes plus already. So gonna stop it there. But let me know what you guys thought about these collections. And again, I will be back with another collection video tomorrow. So thank you guys so much. Peace out.